Tide 100.5 is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for Berks County, Pennsylvania, effective until 7:42 a.m. Flood warning in effect until 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. What flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected? Where a portion of east central Pennsylvania, including the following county, Berks. 1 until 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details at 1:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain. Flooding is already occurring in the warned area. Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Flooding impacts will continue, but no additional rainfall is expected. For Monotony Creek at Spangville, at 1 a.m. the stage was 6.04 feet. Flood stage is 6 feet. http www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Precautionary/preparedness actions. Turnaround, Dante Round 1 encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding.
This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an actual emergency, the attention signals you just heard would have been followed by news, weather, information, and instructions.
This is a statement from the National Weather Service.
Only a test.
For the following county, Prince George's, Maryland. Flood warning in effect until 7:45 a.m. this morning. Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. The areas affected include a portion of central Maryland, including the following county, Prince George's. The hazardous weather conditions are expected until 7:45 a.m. Thursday. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details: at 1:35 a.m., gauge reports indicated that flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area due to heavy rainfall that fell earlier tonight. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. Flooding impacts will continue, but no additional rainfall is expected. Some locations that will experience flooding include Upper Marlboro. Please visit www.weather.gov/safety/flood for flood safety and preparedness information. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Please report observed flooding to local emergency services or law enforcement and request they pass this information to the National Weather Service when you can do so safely. Chadds Ford. Additional details: at 1:30 a.m. Thursday the stage was 7.1 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise above flood stage early this morning to a crest of 9.6 feet this morning. It will then fall below flood stage this afternoon. Flood stage is 9.0 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 9.6 feet on April 17, 2011. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for Montgomery County, County, Pennsylvania, effective until 8:34 a.m. Flood warning in effect until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Weather Service has issued
In
a
effect until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Replaces flood advisory for urban areas and stream flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. East New Jersey, including the following counties: Bergen, Union, and Southeast New York, including the following counties: Orange, Clifton, Rockland, and Westchester, until 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Tucson, flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and non-farm locations is imminent for 30. Streams continue to rise due to excessive runoff from earlier rainfall. Additional details at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Double radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the Warren area. Between 0.5 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts 1 to 2 inches are possible in the Warren area. Some locations will experience flooding Lakeville, Bloomfield, New City, Orange, Dubai, Middletown, Westwood, Ridgewood, Plainfield, Gilbert, Montville, Inwood, Ramsey, Ringwood, Galveston, Ogden Lakes, and Hartford. http://www.weather.gov/turnaround. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flood.
Below flood stage late this evening. Flood stages 13.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 16.5 feet on July 12, 2019. http www.
You're listening to the BBC on WMRA, and it's now time for our weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
The river is expected to rise to the flood stage early this morning to a crest of 8.1 feet this afternoon. It will then fall below flood stage just after midnight tonight. Flood stage is 8.08. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 8.1 feet on December 12th, 2008. http://www.weather.gov/safety flash. Flood will rise to 6.3 feet tomorrow evening on March 30th. Flood will then fall again but remain above flood stage. Flood stage is 6.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 6.3 feet on March 30th, 2010. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for all of Alaska beginning at 5:01 a.m. and ending at 5:16 a.m. This is a required weekly test of the emergency alert system and the Alaska Amber Alert system. Log only.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
K236CK Warrenton.
KWRE, Warrenton, Troy, Winsville.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Warning includes Prepare for wind gusts in excess of 30-40 winds, frequent lightning, and blinding downpours. Stay low and make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Thunderstorms can produce sudden water spouts. Water spouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous disease. Seek safe harbor immediately.
Portions of Lincoln Park become impassable.
Additional details.
The Meadows Golf Club in Lincoln Park floods. At 11.0 feet, Little Falls Road in Fairfield floods. Flooding increases across the central section of Little Falls. Additional details at 10:45 a.m. Thursday, the stage was 7.8 feet and rising. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage this evening and continue rising to a crest of 10.2 feet Saturday morning. Flood stage is 8.5 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 9.7 feet on May 3rd, 2014. http://www.
Authorities have issued a required weekly test for Renville MN, beginning at 12:19 p.m. and ending at 1:19 p.m. This is a required weekly test. This is only a test. Renville County Emergency Management.
Was a test of the National Weather Service Emergency Warning System from ARAB, WNG 642. This test is conducted at approximately 11:30 each Wednesday morning, weather permitting. If this had been an actual emergency weather situation, the warning alarm would have been followed by an actual watch or warning. Reception of this broadcast and the warning alarm will vary at any given location. This variability, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, will occur even if you are using a quality receiver in perfect working order. To provide the most consistent warning service possible, the warning alarm will normally be activated for warnings in selected watches within a 40-mile radius of your transmitter. This area includes the following counties in the ARAB listening area: Coleman, DeKalb, Jackson, Madison, and Marshall. This concludes the weekly test of the warning alarm system. We now return to our normal weather broadcasting.
The required weekly test for all of Michigan beginning at 12:52 p.m. and ending at 1:52 p.m. This is a required weekly test of the Emergency Alert System, originating from the Michigan State Police State Emergency Operations Center in Lansing. If this had been an actual emergency such as a tornado, toxic material release, nuclear plant incident, widespread phone or power outage, or other state or local emergency that affects your safety, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System.
The following is a test of the Emergency Alert System. This is only a test.
This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System.
authorities have issued a required test for all reduction from say following time at 11:30 a.m. on December 28th. TH 3-year-old Angie Rottenby, 2 feet 5 inches tall, 25 pound, with brown hair and brown eyes, last seen wearing pink dress and brown top, and her mother, 35-year-old Norma Rottenby, Jim, 5 feet 11 inches tall, 170 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, last seen wearing a gray shirt, black pants and black jacket, forced into a white Ford Explorer with New York registration by a male suspect. At 3:41 p.m. the vehicle crossed the tolls into New York State. If you have any information, please contact the Saco Police 20728444535.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. This test of the emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. The emergency alert system. Of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. Of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
WTIC Radio is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. Emergency of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. Emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes the emergency alert of the emergency alert system.
WTIC Radio is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Participant has issued a requirement weekly test of their test of the alert system.
This is only a test.
At 11:33 a.m. is required test of the emergency alert system. This has been an actual emergency, such as a tornado or a flash flood warning. An official message you have followed the alert has heard at the start of this message. This station serves the Washington, D.C. metropolitan operational area. This test will conclude in 5 seconds. No action is required. This is only a test.
The emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert
Issued for Prescott Police Department to for Mesa Police. This is the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Arizona Department of Public Safety. Police Department is looking for Police Department is a 79-year-old white male, an 86-year-old male, last seen driving a black 2010 Arizona Fusion with British Columbia plate FW547 with a silver alert. If you have contact with a silver alert, please call 911 and radio for updates. Monitor TV and radio for updates.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Positive, encouraging K-Love. The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system, designed to keep you informed in the event of a national, state, or local emergency. Positive, encouraging K-Love.
WHDM, WHNY, WHNY-FM, and WLZK now conducts a test of the Emergency Alert System. WHDM, WHNY, WHNY-FM, and WLZK now conducts a test of the Emergency Alert System.
This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System.
Yes, it's Special Venue Bank on KS.
This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System. This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System. This is a weekly test of the Emergency Alert System. This concludes this test of the Emergency Alert System.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
K2360K Warrenton.
KWRE, Warrenton, Troy, Wentzville.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Flood warning in effect from this evening until further notice. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Santee River near Jamestown. When? From this evening until further notice. Impacts. At 12.0 feet, several dirt logging roads are impassable. Additional details. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday, the stage was 9.5 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage late this evening and continue rising to a crest of 11.5 feet Wednesday morning. Flood stage is 10.0 feet. Cooler with highs in the upper 40s. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 20%. Monday night, mostly clean. This is a test of the NOAA weather radio warning alarm device. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers are automatically activated. This is a test of the NOAA weather radio warning alarm device. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers are automatically activated to warn of impending hazard. Tests are normally conducted by the National Weather Service every Wednesday and Saturday between 1 a.m. and 12 noon. When there is a threat of severe weather in the area, the test is postponed until the first good weather day. Reception of this broadcast and the alarm tone will vary from place to place. This variability will be more noticeable as greater distances from the transmitter will occur even though you are using a good quality receiver and secure standards. The warning alarm will be activated for severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, and flash flood watches, and for severe weather winds affecting the following counties in the KIH-54 listening area: Glunt, Chilton, Coosa, Jefferson, St. Clair, Shelby, Tuscaloosa, and Walker. This has been a test of the NOAA weather radio warning alarm device. We now return to our normal programming.
Authorities have issued a required weekly test for MZMN, beginning at 12:05 p.m. and ending at 1:05 p.m. This is a required weekly test. The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for Madison KY, beginning at 10:20 p.m. and ending at 10:35 p.m. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test, no action is needed. This is only a test.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. If this had been an actual emergency, an official message would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.